Thank you for joining us this evening. Honorable Balama has, of course, right from day one that kicked off his tenure, has pledged to make sure that the political prisoners are freed. We'll talk to him in just a bit. Council, let me begin with you. Is this ruling that we just received today a slap in the face for you as a lawyer or a slap for the National Unity Platform?
Not really. I don't see it as a slap in the face. Everyone who has followed this process from the onset, everyone who has followed what happened in the course of the 2021 elections to date, has seen that these were frivolous charges in the first place. Everyone knows that these charges were as a result of political inclination, not as a result of any criminal liability on the part of those people. Anyone knows that over so many people, not even the 28 we're talking about alone, over hundreds of people were taken to different court martials across the country for charges even much less like wearing a t-shirt or a t-shirt. Everyone knows that their denial of bail and without any serious grounds has been politically motivated. Everyone knows that the state doesn't have a case, a solid case against these people. Just like we've seen other trumped-up charges in the past, we've seen in 2011 we saw people who were working to work charged with terrorism. We've seen rebel groups in the past created, everyone remembers PRA. So everyone who has closely followed knows that these charges were largely political, knows that these people were, every time we've been talking about political prisoners, we've been talking about these ones, which means that they've never been held as a result of any criminal conduct, but only as a result of their political inclination and the punishment. So these are the things we've been talking about, even as a party, even and they even transcend these 32 people who we're talking about, because they have happened before, they are happening now, and they may continue to happen if people don't rise up as a collective to restore the country back to the issues of the rule of law. So it's not a slap in the face, it's one of those issues, it's another case. Actually, it only fortifies us that if we look at political dissent and weaponize it into criminal liability, we should never recede in our efforts to see that we bring an end to that.
So what I want to ask is, what were your expectations? Did you expect them to be taken back to prison for an extra 4 months and 22 days?
Yes, largely because there were earlier 3 of them had been convicted and sentenced to 4 months. So I imagined that since the script is the same, they will follow the same trend. And if you look at the other ones, from the time they were sentenced to these ones, of course they have taken off now. The 2 weeks the other ones have spent already. So yes, we expected this. And of course we also expect them possibly, they may be pardoned, and then they expect to pay allegiance to the same people who in the first place put them there. So we are happy that they're on the exit, but we should not clap for the people who are trying to help them, the people who are, because I know very soon they may receive a presidential pardon, and then the first place, why were they there in the first place? So yes, we expected that they might follow the precedent they gave the other 3.
So you're happy over a process you were once against. But let's move to Honorable Balam Bargahara. Honorable, information reaching the desk I'm seated on indicates that you intend to actually ask the president to pardon or listen to the plea of those that have been sentenced for an extra 3 months.
Actually, I don't just intend. As you followed the proceedings in court where I was not, but where NBS was represented, the convicts pleaded out my name, asking me as their minister of young people to assist them, and also they also requested General Moz, who's the CDF, the commander of the Chief of Defense Forces, and His Excellency the President, to pardon them, that we reach out to the President for a pardon using his constitutional power given to him under the Constitution, to be forgiven, or their sentence to be reduced to 0 days. So it is my duty, just like I told you the other time when I was here, that we need to support these young people strategically in any way we can. Because when somebody shows remorsefulness It shows that person is ready for rehabilitation, that person is ready to be reintegrated in society, that person is ready for personal growth, and that person also is ready for personal growth and the rehabilitation and all these other things. So these young men reached out through the media. And by the time I saw that video, it was at around 2 o'clock. By 4, I'd sent a letter to the president with a video attached showing his young Ugandans, his grandchildren, who are asking for forgiveness. So I pray, I believe His Excellency is watching TV now. He's probably on NBS. I request you, Excellency, there is nothing wrong forgiving. In the Bible, it is clearly indicated. These young men have been in jail for 4 years. So the three months sentence is not long, but they request that they have served enough. And they did not only ask that, they also sent a physical copy at around 3 o'clock with their thumbprint requesting the president. They are 19. Three were sentenced about 2 weeks ago. The 16 were sentenced today. And they all pleaded guilty. Nobody forced them to plead guilty. It's when somebody says, I'm sorry, it shows he's willing to have the matter brought to closure. It also shows it's a healing. We should forgive and help those ones who have been subject to justice system. It is a healing, and it's also a matter of justice.
Yeah. Well, what I want to understand, when you talk about rehabilitation, when it comes to NRM terms, I sense some Chankwanzi in there. Many people look at Chankwanzi as of course, you know, people be taken there to, of course, enroll them onto their future political career. Was this a political game?
You see, the most important thing is rehabilitation can be in church. Rehabilitation can be here at NTV or at NBS or at Sanyuka. You can rehabilitate even, Council Musi can rehabilitate a group of young people in Chira municipality at his residence. So rehabilitation doesn't matter where. But when they ask, we need to be rehabilitated. Government of Uganda has a couple of rehabilitation centers. One of the rehabilitation center, if you're a mad person, they take you to Butabika. But if you're a young man, you can either go to Jinja, there's a technical institute at Chambogo, we have a skilling institute, actually a zonal skilling institute in all the 18 sub-regions of Uganda. So because now they have acquired new skills. Like I was speaking to our young sister, Olivia Rutaya, she said now she can make baskets, she can make mats, she can make tablecloths. So, I mean, she has added on the skills that she didn't have the time she has been there.
Let me ask, allow me to interject. Rehabilitate them from what? Because I imagine your rehabilitation comes from a place that have been, that you do not consider good, to a place that is better. But you rehabilitate them from what?
Rehabilitation is...
From the things that they believe in?
Rehabilitation is when somebody shows or indicates remorse and the willingness to change or reform from bad. You've been accused of burning the roads, tarmac. You've been accused of burning tires at a petrol station. You've been accused... You see, they have, these young people have different cases. Others were accused of having firearms. Others were accused of putting on military hardware. Others were accused of others were accused of pangas, using pangas. So all these are tools. Okay. So if somebody says, I plead guilty of the crime I committed, it means he committed a crime which is not good in society. So for acceptability, society to accept you as one of them, it is always good to show that you've shown remorse, you've been sentenced, you have pleaded guilty. Now what next? If I just let you go to society, it may not be good. Okay. But those who want to come and learn music, those who want to come and learn paralegal things, those who want to come and learn some horticulture and agriculture are free to. So if there are those who are willing to go and learn a few patriotism, to have some patriotism classes, it will be a very good idea. Okay. Indeed, it will be a good idea.
I'll get back to you in just a bit. Let me cross to Council George Musida. Those other who did not plead guilty and have refused to plead guilty, you still counsel for them. How do you intend to save them?
Of course, to use every available avenue under the law. First and foremost, civilians, we've always protested that civilians should not be tried in court martials, and we are fortified in that holding by the 2 decisions of the Constitutional Court a few years ago, which said that trial of civilians in the court martial is unlawful, is unconstitutional. We still hold on to that. So we are pushing and gladly awaiting the Supreme Court decision on the matter of trial of civilians in the court martial, and of course also other legal avenues. So we shall try to use every available opportunity available to us to see that our brothers also who are still there get their freedom.
All right. Honorable Bargara, I want to ask, so you, of course the 19 we see now where they are most likely going to end up, but what about the others who have not pleaded guilty? Do you have a plan for them?
Yes, I'm a minister of all Ugandans. So these young people, I'll continue engaging them. You see, they keep asking me to visit them. So even the 4 are on bail. I met 3 of them today. The 4 who are given bail, who are out, 3 of them were in my office today. So one of them disappeared. I don't know where he went. I think he's working or he went abroad. We are not sure yet. But the 3 came to my office and they also told me they feel if the 19 should be forgiven, they should be forgiven. Then I told them that is how not the law works. You better go back to court and say, plead guilty also, you are ready for defense. I mean, you move on. But strategically, I'll keep giving them strategic guidance, these young people, and I'll keep showing them. And in a special way, I want to thank the General Court Martial Chairman, Brigadier General Freeman, for his lenience. See, my plea was, these people have pleaded guilty. So now if they have pleaded guilty, let us give them a lenient sentence. They have not wasted the court time, and they have been cooperative. We should not over-sentence or over-punish your own children. So I want to thank you, General Freeman, and that I think the entire public is thankful for your gesture. Okay. Then also need to thank the Defense Council Nsubuga, something, I'm forgetting the other name, is a captain. He has done a really good job. Okay. So the 9 who don't want to plead guilty, it is their constitutional right. They should continue. If they don't want to be represented by Minister of Defense Council, it is okay. They can continue with the Council Musisi. The 3 have already approached me. So I believe it is just a matter of time before the 3 also plead guilty. Then we shall be left with 10. All so right. Those 10, still I appeal to the parents of those 10 to reach out to me the same way the other parents and the well-wishers have been coming out, and also go to your children. Tell them the time has come. Uganda needs to heal. We need to heal. Okay. We need to move as one.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Balam Bargara, and thank you, Council George Musisi, for throwing some perspective on that story.